All right, we are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and my fellow comic book collaborators. My name is Chris. This is my channel, We Love Comics, and each and every beginning of every month, I do a video where you get to participate and be more than just a spectator, where I have a deal that I made with PGX, and always with full disclosure, I do not get paid by them. I do not have any contract signed, so I'm under no obligation to do it. I made a deal with them. I tried to do it with CGC and CBCS. Both of the other companies never even responded. So PGX, and shout out to Daniel Patterson, was the only one that contacted me, listens to what I have to say, has actually done some recommendations to their slabs, and they allow me to send in 4 books each month to get graded. I've been doing it every month for almost going on 3 to 4 years at this point. I started this all the way back when I was living in New York. If you want to use them, if you go in the description of this video or any video, if you send in 10 comics to get graded by PGX and you use the code We Love Comics Free Press, you can get one of your comics pressed for free. You can also, thanks to my recommendation, and again, it's very rare that a business will actually listen to their customers, but Daniel did this, and I recommended the ability to put grader's notes on the back of the slab, and of the 3 major companies, they're the only ones that will do that. So if you use the code We Love Comics Grader's Notes, you can get them added to your slab for $5. Now, of course, if you email them, you can get the greatest notes for free, so you don't have to pay for it. But I like having the greatest notes on the actual slab, because especially if you're going to sell them, it helps to let people know what defects, if any, are on the slab. So it makes the graders a little bit more responsible for what kind of grades they give, because it's right there for you to see. So check out the description for that. Alright, so after this video is over, if you go to my main page and go to the community section, there will be the ability to cast your vote. I picked 2 of the 4 books, and then I'm going to show 5 different books where you guys and gals get to vote on one of them. Pick the one that you want to see the most get graded, and the top 2 at the end of the month will be selected. So it's a way for you to be more than just a spectator. You're actually a part of the decision making. So I hope you will participate once this video is over and cast your vote. The voting will go until the 3rd week of this month. So if you did not catch this live, you can always do it later. So I hope you will partake and cast a vote. So let me put on the video camera so you can see the comics. The first thing I will do is I will show the first 2 that I selected. Of course, I will tell you the price I paid for them, the significance of the book. I'll give a rough estimate of a grade, but I won't do the actual real estimation of the grade until until they're all picked. So the first 2 I'm picking, they're modern books. This one needs a pressing, but it has 9/8 potential, but it does have along the spine a little bit of an indent. That's how I got it. But I got this one for so cheap, I'm not really worried about it. I didn't buy it for cover price, unfortunately. But still, this is absolutely a book I would highly recommend. So one of the things I really recommend about checking out these videos is I show a lot of books that I get graded are key issues. So if you want to know the kind of books that I'm sending in, check out all the videos of me sending comics in the past, so you could see all the key comics that I am sending in to get graded. So this will definitely help you for those speculators and investors. So this, of course, is the Young Avengers #1, first appearance of Kate Bishop. We know already she's been confirmed for the Hawkeye TV show. This one is actually now about, at a 9.8, about the same price as the Comic-Con variant. So this book is definitely be getting hot. But like I said, there is an indent along the spine, but one of the good things about PGX is they have in-house pressings. They do pressings, dry cleanings. They also do signature verification, which is definitely either CBCS or PGX are the ones I recommend if you have a book that's already signed. I've shown time and time again people sending books to CGC already signed. They come back with a green label. You're not going to sell them for their full potential. So make sure whatever grading company you decide to use, make sure it's the one that benefits you for your particular needs, not just what's popular or what everybody else says. Do your own research. I tell this all the time. So this book, at a 9.8, is currently selling for around $1,400 and up. I can't guarantee this is a 9.8 because it depends on what the pressing can do. They're usually pretty good at the pressings. So I would probably predict this about a 9.4 to 9.8. And I only paid $35.41 for this. Because I am one of those people, I will buy books early when I can, unless, of course, I miss the boat, and I find that it's just too expensive for me to take the chance on. But this is a guaranteed book that's going to go up unless the show absolutely bombs. And I'm sure they're going to have her in the Young Avengers in the MCU at some point. Or maybe part of the Champions. Who knows what they do. Sometimes they combine things. But this is absolutely a book worth getting. So for $35, to me, that's a no-brainer. Because even if it comes back an 8.0, which it won't, but even if it came back an 8.0, I'd still be doing well. But you definitely want books, especially newer books, when it comes to modern books, you want them to be at least a 9.4, if not a 9.6, absolutely a 9.8. This one is 9.8 potential. This is one of those, when I first saw it going up, I wasn't sure if this one would be worth investing in. I waited. I took a wait and see on this one to see if it was going to be one of those books. You know those books that get hot really quick and then they just fall off the face of the earth, never to be seen again? This one kept going up and up. So I bought a couple of these. One is going to be coming back from getting graded soon. There was a little delay with PGX, so I think I'm getting the past 2 months sent to me in one package. We'll find out when I get it. It's already been sent, so it should be here any day. So stay tuned for that video in the next couple of days. But this book, 9.8 potential, absolutely another book I would highly recommend getting. They have talked about buying the rights for this as a TV show or a movie, but nothing's happened yet. Anything can change, so always keep that in mind when it comes to speculating. But this book, to me, is definitely worth investing in if you can get it for a deal. I got these right before they really started to shoot up. A 9.8, you're talking over $1,200 to $1,500 for this book. Really depends. Sometimes it goes a little up and down between $1,000 and $1,500. But if they end up doing a movie or TV show and they make an official announcement where they've got actors and actresses and everything lined up, this book is just going to continue to skyrocket. But I paid only $388.45 for this book. So potential 9.8. I always say potential because there is no guarantee. But like I said, I will get them pressed and graded. Well, obviously graded, but pressed and dry cleaned. So I highly recommend, no matter what company you use, even if you have to go to an outside source, get your books pressed and dry cleaned. Because sometimes the difference between a 9.6 and a 9.8 could be hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars, depending on the book. So those are the two I picked. Now I'm going to show the next 5. And like I said, once this video is done, go to the community section of my main page, and you'll see the ability to vote, cast your vote for the one that you want to see get graded, so you're more than a spectator. And Main Smash Gaming says, shop had exclusive covers, great book, I agree. So far, 8 people have already hit the like button, so if you could be so kind, because my channel has definitely seen better days as far as viewership, but if you hit the like button, it does help, so thank you to those who do that. And as always, to me, it's quality over quantity, so I appreciate everybody that's here. Alright, so here are the 5 books that you can choose from. This is a book I was selling at my flea market before it shut down over a year ago for $95, and there were no takers. Sometimes people do not base their investments on where something's headed. They base it on where it is then. And that is not the wisest choice to make when it comes to speculating. Because a lot of books that could be expensive at that moment could end up going down in price. Or end up going up in price and you miss the boat. So, of course, there's always risks involved. There are no guarantees. But I take the chance by buying these cheap. I sit on them for a couple years, wait, and I knew that this character was going to be getting his own TV show, or at least we were hoping for a while, but it was confirmed. So to me, this is a no-brainer, and I'm glad nobody was smart enough to buy this book for $95. This, of course, is Moon Knight #1. This is not the first appearance of Moon Knight, but this is his first solo series and the origin of Moon Knight. I'm not sure if that is a origin that's retold or redone, but I paid a grand total of $13 for this book. So for me, $13 is absolutely worth it. Again, whether the TV show is successful or not will depend, the value will depend on that. But if anything, at least the speculations, once you start seeing teaser trailers and things like that, Marvel's been doing pretty decent with these things, so I will give them the benefit of the doubt. But this, if you want to vote for this one, that's the first pick. Next up, this is another one. To me, this is almost inevitable that they're going to do this particular series. To me, it's a no-brainer. That's why I bought lots of these a couple years back. I even have one of these. I bought it as a CGC 9.8. I think I paid like $150 for it at the time. I think between $125 and $150. This, of course, Secret Wars, issue number 8. If you do not have this book, I highly recommend it. It is still an affordable book. So take advantage of it because, in my opinion, I am 99% positive they are doing a Secret Wars, especially with all this multiverse of madness and everything. That's a golden opportunity for the Secret Wars to either be Phase 5 or Phase 6 in the MCU. So to me, this is a no-brainer. But of course, there are no guarantees, so you never know. Things can change, or, something better comes along and it's delayed or never happens. Keep that in mind. But this book, to me, this, of course, is the... when it comes to Venom, especially with the Venom movie coming out, this is where you first see not Venom, but the alien symbiote. So this is definitely worth getting regardless. But this one is a newsstand variant. So this is definitely going to be more desirable. This, again, is higher grade. Probably at least the 9.0 and up. I don't really see anything majorly wrong with it. So I'll have to give it a closer inspection. I think there's two little minor, minuscule spine ticks. But that would still be able to be in the 9.0 range. I paid only $85 for this book. Most people get the regular comic for that price and probably pay more. Newsstand is definitely worth getting for this book. Number 3. I have several of these. I mean, to me, again, this is another no-brainer book. If you don't have it, I would highly recommend getting it before it gets too expensive. This, of course, is Amazing Spider-Man number 316. This is not the first appearance of Venom, but it's his first cover appearance. Iconic art by Todd McFarlane. I have the whole Amazing Spider-Man Todd McFarlane run. I got them when I was a kid. I don't think I paid more than $10 for any of them. This one I paid $243 for, but this is a higher grade newsstand variant. So again, newsstand, I've been getting a lot of newsstand variants. Now, you don't really want the newsstands for Bronze Age, because they're really not going to be worth as much, because there weren't as many comic book stores back then, so it wasn't a really limited print run. Now, of course, there are always exceptions to the rules, especially if you can get one in super high grade. But when you're talking Copper Age and Modern Age, if you can get your hands on a newsstand, especially higher grade, definitely get it. This one's at least, I would say, an 8.5 to 9.2. By just glancing at it, I don't see, again, I see maybe one minor spine tick. I'd like to undergrade them and end up being higher than overgrade them and be disappointed if it's lower. But this book is absolutely, with Venom, I mean, they're going to have Venom in the MCU. To me, I would be shocked if they don't do it. Again, nothing's guaranteed until it happens. But just imagine if all of a sudden you see Venom in the MCU as part of the multiverse of the Spider-Verse. People are going to go crazy, and books like that are going to skyrocket. I mean, especially Amazing Spider-Man 298, 299, and 300. But that book as well. All right, now for the last two, and these are big boy books, not major grails, but these are definitely like the B range in first appearances. Okay, here we go. This, of course, I have several of these. I bought these years ago. Now, when I talk years ago, I'm talking like 3 or 4 years ago, not 10 or 15 years ago. But this, of course, is Amazing Spider-Man number 50, first appearance of the Kingpin. I don't know if it's been confirmed, but they have stated that the actor who played Kingpin in the Daredevil show, and as a matter of fact, I believe I don't know if it's the entire cast, but the majority of the cast of the Netflix series is going to appear in the MCU. Now, again, that can change, but that is amazing if they do that. I don't know if they're going to do all the characters, but they've already come in contact. I forget his name, so you can put it in the comment section if you know it. But if the actor that played Kingpin in the in the Netflix series comes into the MCU, this book is going to explode. This book is already expensive, but in my opinion is very undervalued as far as the price is concerned for these books. This is the most expensive I paid for this. And like I said, I bought these about 3 years ago. So it's not like I bought them back in the 70s or 80s. I only paid $149.99 for this book. So you can't get that price anymore. I mean, obviously, if you look in yard sales or sometimes go to antique stores and stuff, use your imagination. You never know. You might find one that's a deal. But in my opinion, even if you pay the actual retail price of this book, the current going rate for this book, to me, that's a no-brainer. But I always tell people, wait for deals and try and make deals. But if you cannot find a good deal, get your hands on this book. And like I always say, low grade is better than no grade. This one has tape and some writing on the back, but tape doesn't really affect a Silver Age book. It's got some spine ticks and everything, so I would say about a 3.0 to a 4.0, maybe a 3.5 to a 4.5. But even if this came back a 2.0, which it won't because the staples are intact and it looks pretty good, there is, like I said, some minor stuff on the spine, but as you could see, it's a very attractive looking book. Even if it came back a 1.0, I will still make out on this, especially if Kingpin ends up in the MCU. So $149.99 for this book. No-brainer. Same with this one. This one, I knew when the price was going down, that was a buying opportunity. Unfortunately, most people invest the opposite way. They base things on emotion, not strategy. If you know anything about any kind of investment, it's buy low, sell high. What do most people do? They buy something when it's really high and everybody wants it. And when do they sell? When they see something dropping and they panic and they're like, oh, I got to cut my losses. Not realizing that most investments are up and down. So you want to sell them when they're at their peak and buy them when they're at their lowest. Now, of course, you're never guaranteed to hit the exact peak or the exact low point, but the idea is do the opposite of what the masses do. The masses just follow somebody else, and they just follow what the herd does. Don't be part of what they call the herd mentality. Think for yourself, do your own research. So, when the Netflix shows were canceled, the Punisher book started going down. That, to me, is the best time to buy these, because that's a major key character. And if he ends up back in the MCU, which I would love to see, I think it's John Berthenol, I forget how his name is pronounced, but if they had him cast again for Punisher, my God, this thing will explode once again. So never be fooled. Again, don't base value of any investment on what the current price is. Base it on where it's going. Like one of the stocks I have invested in is, and I actually posted it in the community section, so if you haven't seen it, go check it out. The Virgin Galactic stock, because as of next year they're going to start doing space missions for people to travel, for the regular public to travel. So that stock has gone down a little bit right now, but I'm not worried about where it is now. You do not lose money until you sell something. So it doesn't matter if price goes down a little bit. That's the opportunity to stock up and buy more, because I know that thing, unless there's some major tragedy, that stock is going to increase tremendously if everything goes well. That's why I always say there's risks involved. So don't sell, your house to get any kind of investment. But the best time to buy comics is not when they're at their most valuable. It's when nobody's thinking about them and no one is worried about them, because maybe a movie is guaranteed but not for 5 years. That's why I was telling people, and I say it all the time, Books like Ultimate Fallout 4, I was telling people in 2016 to buy. Most people didn't touch them at $10 to $12. But now if I was to put one up for sale for $900, I probably would have several people fighting over it. Don't be those people. Now, obviously, if you missed the boat in the beginning because you weren't investing at that time or you didn't have money at the time, you buy it when you can, but don't wait until something is its most popular. So this book, to me, again, is a no-brainer. So if you want to pick this one, this is Amazing Spider-Man number 129. This, of course, is the first appearance of the Jackal, who can also be in the MCU. You never know. But, of course, the first appearance of the Punisher. This book is probably about a 4.0 to a 4.5. Really good colors for this book. It's got a couple little minor tears here and there. Looks like a piece of tape that was taken off, but it didn't rip off the cover. Just a little bit of the coloring. There's a couple of wrinkles here and there, but pressings can fix that. But I have several copies of this book. To me, it's a no-brainer. I only paid $414 for this book. This, to me, again, if you don't have this book, absolutely get it. So $414 for this book, especially if he ends up in the MCU, I can easily triple my money in that book, no problem. So those are the books. As of now, I am about to hit the post button. So if you want to cast your vote for which one that you saw that you would like to see get graded, you now have the ability to do so. So thank you to all of those who participate. Thank you to all those that commented. And since Philtastic Comics and Art did more comments than anybody else, and also Main Smash Gaming, since both of you were probably 80% of the comment section during the live chat, you are both today's surprise subscriber shoutouts. And that means, of course, if you get the shout out and you have a YouTube channel, you can post a link to one of your videos or to the channel. If you'd prefer to do a link to one of your social networks, you could put that in the comment section. Or if you'd rather post something that you sell on the internet that doesn't have to be comic books, but it has to be something appropriate for all audiences. I'm not going to promote a website where somebody's selling, pornographic material. So any link that you post will have to be approved first. I always check them to make sure it's not somebody's spam link that takes you to some porn site or anything. So if you see in the comment section a link in the comment section, it means it was approved, it is appropriate. So go check them out, go give them a subscription, go check out what they have to sell, or maybe just follow them on their social networks. It's my way of saying thank you for being one of the few people that visit my channel, and it's my way of helping. So the ability to vote has been placed in the community section. So just go to my main page, go to the community section where you see all the different sections, and you'll see it right there. You can cast the vote for the one of those 5 comics that you saw that you would like to see get graded. And like I said, it's a way that you can participate and be more than somebody that just watches a video. So you actually get a say in something that I am doing. So thank you to all of you that participate. Again, that will be available to vote until the 3rd week of this month. So even if you did not watch this live, you have plenty of time to cast your vote. Thank you to the 13 people that were kind enough to hit the like button. Thank you to everybody in the live chat. I appreciate all of you. And let me know in the comments section what you thought about the comics that I have selected. And I can't wait to see what the results will be at the end of this month. So like I said, in the next couple of days, my PGX shipment should be arriving. It should either be 4 or 8 books. They said about a week or 2 ago before they mailed it that they might be sending both 2 months worth of shipments because of the delay. But I guess I'll find out when I get the package. So even if you hit the notification bell, a lot of people have been saying even with that they don't get notifications. So just come to my channel periodically and see if I've posted a video, and we'll go from there. So thank you very much for participating. I hope you enjoyed this video. Keep collecting, and don't forget, it is not you, it is not I, it is we love comics. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Go cast your vote and pick which comic you want to see get graded. Have a great day, everybody.